And we are starting the podcast with our videos off. I am, of course, your host, Tanner Debates. I am eating leftover Chinese food. I'm joined by, of course, the very talented and ethereal Daniel Silverstein, and a special guest star who's never been on the podcast before, Alex.
Thank you, Tanner. Happy to be here.
Yeah, and we're happy to have you. So, kicking things off, I believe Daniel has a prepared statement.
Yeah, we'll get to that after the theme. This is the green and someone else.
And someone else, and someone else. So there's three people on this podcast, like usual. So that's always a blast.
I will say, Skype isn't the easiest thing to acknowledge that this is what we have. It's free, But today was pretty rough. I don't know what was going on with it was both of you were having trouble. I don't know what happened.
I say we move to Teams or like Discord. Like I feel like it might be easier. I don't know.
Discord. Oh man, that would be. Can you record Discord?
This is something we need to figure out. We need to figure out production issues live on air.
Yeah, I agree.
Because that's how podcast. Yes, you can record Discord calls, and it is simple. Why aren't we on Discord, fellas?
Alex, explain.
Alex has a prepared response.
Yeah. Well, Daniel has expressed personal displeasure with the Discord notification sound. But I think it's high time we move past our biases and prejudices to make the show better. That's all I have on that. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know when that happened. Apparently it did.
Okay. Well, Daniel, it may have something to do with the fact that Tanner said one of your qualities was ethereal. I'd like you, Tanner, if you want to give a little intro to that, and then Daniel, you kind of pick up. I want to hear it straight from the man himself.
Yeah, well, I think Tanner is a little preoccupied right now.
I just muted myself so I could have a bite. But I have an interesting idea for our first segment on the podcast. Obviously, I want to hear Daniel's statement, but after that, I have an interesting idea that I'd like to.
Okay, well,
pause it.
I'll just
Daniel, your statement.
I'll say thoughts and prayers to everyone out there. Who's affected.
Yes. And if you'd like to donate, Daniel has selected a charity that he really stands by, and what is that charity, Daniel? How can our supporters and listeners donate to that?
Yeah, it's called American Charities. It's a really great cause. I think you guys. I mean, you can do your own research since I know you guys are pretty good at that, and you can look into that. But that's who I'm trying to put out there for everyone.
That's great, Daniel. I wasn't aware that I'd be joining a show where that's kind of what happens. It's a pretty scary world out there, obviously, with what's going on, and the areas of the world where those things are going on. It's been pretty rough as of late, and as far as the situation and everything, I'm really glad that there are some people still out there willing to contribute some cash and try and make a difference. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. So, Tanner.
Yep. Now, let me elaborate on how Daniel is ethereal. So, Daniel is kind of not really a person. He is more of a idea, and not in the way that like everyone is like a simulation within my own like head, and you guys are all Sims, but like he's kind of like he represents something. He represents something more than any man can. He represents an idea. He represents justice. So that's kind of what I mean by ethereal. But here's kind of what I mean by my idea. So I was just going to look up like I was looking up weird questions to ask, and then it was like weird questions to ask your boyfriend or girlfriend, like in the autofill. And I'm like, well, what if we did that? But also, what if we started with weird questions to ask? So looked up 250. Okay, well, like literally, what I like doing now is like looking up like worst date ideas, and then do like Reddit, and then seeing like the subreddits and like reading them off, and then sorting by controversial. So like you find like the lowest rated ones on that post, which are like they're very funny. So give me something like worst date ideas, and I'll search it and I'll find like these like terrible takes and read those off. Or we can do questions, like kind of on a different.
So we're giving what a worst date would be, and you're looking that up.
No, sorry. Like I'll look up, or this is what someone would type into Reddit. Reddit, what is your worst like date idea? Like if they're just asking a bunch of people, you give me an idea that's kind of like, okay, let's just do.
Oh, I have one. You could do a doctor's appointment.
No, you guys. Sorry. That wasn't very good.
I appreciate the honesty.
The honesty. I think it's not very good on me because I don't think I explained this very well. So, for instance, let me just look up like a topic, and then you type in Reddit at the end, and you find a Reddit thread, and you sort that Reddit thread and try to find the worst takes on there. That's what I'm trying to say. So like
it's not limited to first dates.
No.
Okay.
But we can start there. I'm going to type in worst first dates Reddit, and then what is Reddit? What is the worst first date you've ever been on or seen? Okay, and posted in March 2022. I'm going to sort not by the best comments, but by the most controversial. And here's a post. The idea that supporting the Second Amendment and also caring about minorities contradict each other is ridiculous. He's not replying to anyone. This is just a response to what is the worst first date you've ever been on or seen. This guy talking about the Second Amendment and minorities. Do you see what I mean?
Oh, they know.
That is zany. That is how I describe that. Yeah.
And then the next one is a girl was like 50 to 75 limbs bigger than she was on the profile. I dipped after 10 minutes. I didn't even know my generation went on dates. Surprisingly, I thought the only human interaction nowadays is through text. Do you see what I mean? Like these are like the. This is a your life. It's well, okay, so I'll come clean. It is a bit of a cathartic exercise to be like, okay, at least I'm like in a slightly better headspace or doing better than user Lovely Liability, who said, I didn't even know my generation went on dates. Surprisingly, I thought the only human interaction nowadays is through text. Like that's not a very healthy mindset. Obviously, this person is maybe a little bit trouble or having difficulty in the romantic department, and they're kind of, airing this out on Reddit. So like, there's like a little bit of, you guys know what I mean. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I see what you're saying.
Here's one.
If you feel better about yourself, then by all means, go for it.
Yeah, I just need to feel better than random internet strangers. Guy wanted me to commit to a long-term relationship on first dare. Noped right out of there. Only one you heard worse was a woodoer being Tajin tea shop for wedding rings on first date. He literally ran out of style. Get in his car and abandoned his date at jewelry store. I cannot blame him there. I was reading that like word for word, including the typos. This guy just replying randomly. He probably fucked her after, though. The progressive activist types were like shooting fish in a barrel back in my military days. They all wanted to have these otherwise polarizing conversations / arguments with me after they just assumed I was a pro-gun pro-gun, anti-immigration, anti-abortion jarhead. I'd argue just for the sake of arguing because I often find it enjoyable and like the confrontation. But behind it all, I agree almost entirely. It got them all worked up and bam, in there like swimwear. Like, do you see what I mean? Like, who are these people? I want to know their story. So, what's also fun is, like, of those stories, which one, like, do you want me to go, like, deeper into? Like, let's go click on that guy who was apparently, like, in the military. His name is Ancient Bristle Cone Titties. That's his name.
Yeah.
Okay, write that down.
That sounds right.
And, like, I like going through their post. Like, I'm on his profile now, and I'm looking, like, at what he posted. He continuously posts in r/tactical gear. He posted 19 hours ago in tactical gear. That's all he posts in. r/KAC. I'm afraid to click what this is. An unofficial subreddit for Knights Armament Company guns and gear. Okay, so he likes guns. And he likes...
I guess.
He likes tactical gear. Yeah, so, like, you see what I mean? Like, I'm going through, like, I like finding these people with, like, terrible opinions. And then, or just, like, terrible stories, and I like seeing, like, what else they post.
The man behind the curtain.
Yes.
That's not exactly
like a profile deep dive on these people. So, like, this is the game. You give me a prompt or something that someone would ask Reddit. I'll find the worst post, read off a couple of them, and we'll go do a deep dive of that person.
Okay. Not feeling very creative today, so I'm probably not gonna come up with some super spicy topics. Daniel, you have any ideas?
So let's see. The first one was worst date. First date. The first one was.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, something to do with food, as in like the worst meal you've ever had.
All right, let's do that. Yeah. All right, worst meal you've ever had, Reddit. Reddit, what is the worst meal you have ever had? r/ask Reddit on December 8th, 1917.
Nice.
Let's see. Let me see if there's a better... Yeah, that's... Okay. I'm going to sort by controversial. Not best. Because the best is usually, like, good stories. These are people with, like, terrible takes. So, like, if you sort by best, you get the top rated comment, which is... I went over to a girl's house to eat dinner and with her family when I was in high school. Mom, Duke's made some sort of... like, the most astonishing thing was the dish tasted like nothing. Imagine putting a spoonful in your mouth and all you were getting was a bunch of wrong textures, no flavors. That's what this dish was. So, like, someone, like, giving, like, a, you know, legit, like, I went over to this girl's, and just her mom couldn't cook and it tasted like bland. So, and he, you know, included some commentary in there, like, you know, to spice it up. This person just posted any vegan food, period. I hate it with a passion. That's it. No story. Just, that's the worst meal they've ever had. Any vegan food. And someone's responding, vegan food includes all fruits and vegetables, raw or cooked. So in saying that you hate all vegan food, you're saying that you hate all fruits and vegetables. But I understand your sentiment. I don't think I could live like that. He responds, I'm talking about those weird vegan foods. Fruits and vegetables are just normal food. You know what I mean? Like, who are these people?
I mean, relative to the last one, that's pretty tame. Have you guys ever had any vegan food or, like, substitute food that you just hated? I've never, I think I've had, like, vegan butter or cheese, and that stuff is kind of weird, but, you know, I'm curious if you guys have some repulsive stories.
I think I've had, like, vegan cookies. They were fine. I don't think. Yeah. I'm really vegan food.
I don't go out of my way to have it.
Yeah. Oh, it's always expensive too. It hurts that, like, you know, you're trying to eat healthy and get all the nutrients, but it just tends to be a little pricier. Can't just
Yeah, it is.
go to Whole Foods.
It's a thing though. Like healthier food is always more expensive. So.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going down this guy. His name is Front Desk Guy 95. His last post was 2 years ago. He likes posting in Ask Reddit a lot, like a lot, r/Ask Men, which I think is also something we can deep dive into because it's kind of like a subsection of, I guess, Ask Reddit, where it's like, men, what do you think about something thinly veiled misogyny?
Yeah.
So I think that's something. So here's the top post of today. Do you feel like current dating culture in America is very toxic? How is dating in other countries? You know, like, what's with that? I mean, what are you guys on, just like off the top of your head? Not even what you think about this post. What do you think about like what we're gonna find when we deep dive through it?
If you sort by like the negative one, you're definitely going to get something that's pretty misogynist. I think I'd put some money on that.
Yeah. I think something misogynistic is a odds-on betting favorite right now.
Yeah, that's 1-to-1. But I'm trying to think. How about like, because that one's, I think that's pretty low hanging fruit. How about like a really oddball type opinion? I don't know if there's anything there. I can't think of one myself, so I'm passing the buck to you guys. But
yeah, well, let's go ahead and dive in. So this guy says, I'm married and out of the game, but if I became single, I honestly wouldn't date in this country, yada, 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 yada. This is too much to read. And then someone responded, if talking to women is like pulling teeth for you, then you're clearly repelling such intimidating women in some way, because that's not my experience at all. Okay, I guess that's not that guy's experience. He does my experience talking to women. Just, I don't know, that what he's saying, like, out of context, like how I'm kind of delivering it is just funny. And then this guy continues to get, okay, and then the original commenter says that apparently he's like talking to, or pulling teeth when talking to women. Not my problem. I'm not trying to charm these women, but they're working for a tip, and I will tip accordingly for poor customer service.
What?
Lloyd, you sound like a creep who expects waitresses to flirt with you for tips. No wonder women avoid you. And that guy responds, you sound really hurt. Oh no, a hurt Redditor said, I hate women and I'm creepy. Whatever shall I do? And he goes, I like how you can't rebut any of my points, so you just resort to personal attacks. They just argue like that. That's why it's controversial.
That's fun. What about,
Okay. Dating in America is the best it's ever been for a man. Here's the wild card. Online dating allows you to meet women at your own time. You can properly vet them. You can meet them outside of clubs and bars. No pressure for marriage since women can support themselves. You can have sex before marriage too, so you're not locked into a sexually incompatible love life. Honestly, what do you guys even find toxic about that? Yeah, what do you guys even find toxic about that? You can sample. Women are food. Yes, classic.
Yeah. Well, another objectification to add to the list.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
We need a women are food.
I mean, I think there are some decent points. Not like the sampling thing is definitely weird, but like, you know, it's like it's a little more free now, which I think I don't know, can be a good thing.
Yeah, like not ease, but not accessibility either. I mean, like the, not barriers to entry. What am I thinking? Like, you can have on your phone a whole, literally, it's like a catalog of people that are, you know, in your age range that are like single and also looking for a relationship. Right? Like, I guess in that way, does that substantiate his point at all? You can meet them outside, kind of. Online dating allows you to meet women at your own time. I think that was maybe the only point you can make. Like,
yeah, I mean that's strong. Although I will say, I think these apps tend to be like the larger problem is social media, and I think people maybe have on average a harder time meeting people like genuinely in person, and I don't think social media helps that. And you have the apps which are like part of social media. So
what do you mean by that?
It's like
in that
it's like
reality.
you're able to, you have access, I guess, to a lot more people. There's just a bunch waiting in your phone. But I guess it feels less authentic, and I can tell I'm about to like go off the rails and like forget my train of thought here. So I apologize for that. But Yes.
I mean, that's probably going to be the one that's like the salient point at the top that maybe is like a little bit more, I don't know, nuanced or well-rounded. It's like the amount of like options it feels like you have. It feels like, oh, I could just keep swiping for a better option, or oh, this person, even because at the end of the day, there's a very real person at the end of the match. That's like, maybe there's someone a better fish out there. I can keep swiping. It doesn't hurt anyone.
It can cheapen the experience, I guess.
Yeah. Versus finding the meet cute in real life, which doesn't seem to happen unless you're on like a Netflix like high school Netflix movie.
Yeah, always check for cameras because you never know when you're on one of those.
Well, yeah, but you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think that was related to the point that was in my head, but I displayed half-baked, so. Oh, God.
That's okay. Let's hear the most top-rated one. I'm in Brazil, and in its biggest city. It's the same shit people complain about in the U.S. Thank you, frequent caller. Wow. What is the biggest city in Brazil?
Probably Rio.
I'm willing to bet money that you're right.
Thanks. Daniel, what do you think?
Oh, sorry. Biggest city.
Oh, no, you're wrong.
Oh, no.
I had no idea this was even a city.
Is it like Sao Paulo?
No, I know about Sao Paulo.
Is it Brasilia?
Is it? Well, it is. It's, well, hold on. This is really confusing. I looked it up and it immediately said Brasilia, but that's not right. Maybe that's maybe the most dense. Biggest city in most. Yeah, you're right. Most populated city. I should look that up. And yes, is it pronounced like almost like San, S-A-N, Paulo? Like right?
Oh,
yeah. Sao Paulo?
I think it's like, kind of nasally, but I really don't know Portuguese. So let's get our resident Portuguese speaker on the phone.
Oh, they're not here today.
Oh,
man.
Oh, someone else wasn't here. Frick. That sucks.
Really wanted to know how to pronounce that. Here, okay, how to pronounce. It's because it's almost like St. Paul. That's what it apparently means. But it's like São. It's like that. Like I'm kind of slowing down how this guy's pronouncing. São Paulo. That was pretty bad, so I'm not going to repeat that. But I guess it's supposed to mean like St. Paul. So it's kind of have that N in there.
Well, thank you, Tanner.
Portuguese is very interesting phonetically. That's my nuanced take.
Appreciate it. Brazil has a lot going for it.
Yeah.
I wonder what controversial opinions about Brazil we can find on the internet.
Apparently, the dating scene is not ideal.
Yeah,
it's the exact same as America.
It's got a lot of stuff going for it, but the dating scene is not one of them.
So then, this guy kind of added on to, or kind of encapsulated what Alex was saying. People don't want to seem to. So ghosting has become incredibly common, and you need to have thick skin to kind of be able to like be on the rejection end, because he says they search for a puzzle piece that fits perfectly into their life. You kind of don't want to settle because there's someone on the if you just keep swiping, maybe you can find someone better. So it says he's kind of honing in on the human element, like the ghosting, rejection kind of sucks. So yeah, you're able to get more matches, but you also get rejected at a higher rate, which is, also not good for your mental health, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Okay, let's go top of all time. Okay, want to play the how filthy can we make this thread game? Basically, it goes like this. Somebody posts a one-sentence thing.
I kind of want to veto this one.
Oh, really?
I'm just not in the mood.
Okay, let me.
Man, Alex.
All right,
not doing
These
well.
are pretty bad. Yeah, the post got censored. Like they had to stop it, or they had to mod lock it. Okay. Well,
Yep.
then we'll pivot to okay, yeah, I don't like these anymore. I'm sorry, I'm doing my own exploration. Contrary to popular belief about guys, single men I know keep their homes exceptionally clean. What male stereotypes don't apply to you? Sorting by controversial. You don't want to know. You don't want to know what the first one is. Okay, so let's switch.
Of where this game can go wrong and where you feel worse of yourself.
Well, it makes me feel more like, oh, these people, it's kind of funny on the other ones. It's like, oh, haha, this guy's he loves tactical vests and he's gun nut, kind of giving off the vibes, and he likes arguing for the sake of arguing. Those type of people that say that. Do you know what I'm talking about? Just, he's one of those type of people.
Confrontational. I mean,
no one likes arguing for the sake of arguing. This guy just likes being an ass. Let's call a spade here. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, I
that type that's
I could see that.
I was just riffing with you,
Come on, man.
Oh man, I can't get a free excuse to say stupid shit. That type. I can just kind of imagine.
Sure.
Daniel doesn't know what I'm talking about. He's from Maryland.
No.
So
yeah. Nice over there.
Yeah, they don't tend to argue for the sake of arguing. So let's switch gears a little bit. Weird questions to ask. 250 weird ones to ask friends. But we can also do weird questions to ask your crush or girlfriend. Which one do you guys want to go with? Girlfriend.
Okay. 52
weird questions to ask a girl. Oh my God. Also, this one came out on June 8th, 2022, so my birthday. Number one, I'm looking at number one. I haven't fully clicked the article. It's still loading, and I just see the Google. I don't know if I want to click this. Number one, do you sniff your underwear to find out if they are clean? Immediately getting into this,
damn,
weird questions to ask. It's immediately sexual. Number two's, when's the ever time you washed your black bra? Number three, have you ever been caught touching yourself? They really...
They pulled out all the stuff.
Yeah. It's
weird.
This is terrible. You know what I mean? Where did they come?
I'm not curious about this stuff.
Number 27 is, are you pregnant? Number 29, how many men have you been with?
Oh, that's classic.
Although we do not recommend you ask this ridiculous question as it may result in a quarrel, this is the top of the list. This is the top of the list of ridiculous questions to ask your girlfriend, but it's at number 29, so I don't know. Why haven't we broken up yet? Number 31. This is the top of the. This is definitely a AI generated article because it says this is the top of the list of ridiculously weird questions to ask a girl that is your girlfriend. You will most definitely annoy her with this question. Be sure to remind her it's just a joke as soon as possible. Do you know what I mean? It's weird.
It's just off. Yeah, the grammar and all that. Okay, I will say the little taste you've given us, they've gotten better as you've gone along. The first ones were just weird, and the last ones are just kind of oh man.
Okay, so wait, I should note that these are subsections. So that was the ridiculous questions. There's weird questions. So there's weird questions. There's weird over text, which is just weird. Just means sexual, I guess. Have you ever been outside naked? Like, what's the most embarrassing thing you posted online? Do you feel insecure? Like, those are the weird questions. I'm putting weird in air quotes. Ridiculous is like, have you ever had sex? Are you pregnant? How many men have you been with? Why haven't we broken up yet? Crazy is like, what will happen if the kangaroos in Australia invade Uruguay?
Oh, whoa.
I know, that was really far. That was not what you're expecting.
It would go south.
It is said that there are over 40 million. It is said that there are over 40 million kangaroos in Australia, while there are slightly over 3 million people in Uruguay. This is a kangaroo invasion.
How did they get there? Is it like do they storm the beach, or are they sort of?
I don't know, like a D-Day type thing. But I just know that that is a really small population. I thought Uruguay had more people. They need to get.
Well, I mean, they won a World Cup. I mean,
wow.
I'm surprised at that number as well. That's pretty small.
Yeah, I thought they were slightly bigger. Also, it's not that big of a country. It's, roughly the size of like Georgia and South Carolina put together.
Hey.
Well,
I don't know, man. I think the people would win, but if we don't have, like, say we don't have tanks and stuff, like say we just have guns and we can't like bomb them with planes, it might be competitive,
Okay, so what if kangaroos can also use like specially modified kangaroo guns and like kangaroo weapons? Is it just simply like, is this where we get to like I don't want to say like, I don't know what the word is, but like racism, but for species? Like I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go there. I think I am better than a kangaroo. Sure. At least like smarter and like, you know what I mean?
That can be pretty debatable, I'd say, if you're smarter than a kangaroo.
So then debate me. I don't love debating for the sake of debating, even though it's my last name. I want you to fight me on this. I think I am like not just intellectually superior than a kangaroo. I know that. But like, I feel like I'm just more versatile. Obviously, I know kangaroos can jump and they can like slash your throat out with their sharp claws. But like, what else can they do other than that?
I mean, 1v1, it would be.
I'm not saying like, Kangaroo Jack.
I don't think actually that kangaroos would not stand a chance. So do the Uruguayans? Do they get to call in, like Brazil for help or Argentina?
Yeah.
And if that is the case, do kangaroos get to call in like crocodiles or something?
I don't know about that. I kind of like that element of like, hey, we're humans. We know how to communicate with each other, so like we can call in for backup. Like, so Uruguay definitely just has that upper hand because, it's like we're got the human connection.
They're not limited.
Are you saying
as you? Am I saying what? You keep cutting out, Dan.
Oh. You're saying kangaroos aren't as capable as you?
I do not think they are. Can kangaroos swim? I'm going to look that up. I don't think they can. I can swim.
That is a good question.
Their muscular tails That's right. Kangaroos are good swimmers. They swim to avoid predators. Okay, I don't like that. And can use their forepaws to drown pursuers. Oh my god.
They're also
imagine getting
like
fucking
kickboxers. They can kick you really hard.
Yeah, I know that. I'm challenging Kangaroo Jack to a money match in Las Vegas. Okay, that wasn't a very funny joke. I was waiting to kind of unleash that one, like a YouTuber like boxing match, but with me and like a fictional kangaroo. Okay, that wasn't very funny. Okay, but
no, I
thank you.
We got it.
But like, I feel like they can't do other stuff. Like kangaroos can't communicate as well as I can. Like I can communicate that I'm better than kangaroos. Kangaroos can't communicate that they're better than me. Like
you just can't understand their communication.
Yeah, but I can like understand that they had a brain the size of my fist. You know what I mean? And like they also can't like communicate. Okay, my brain, I swear, my brain's got to be way bigger. I mean, I can do like calculus. I've yet to see a kangaroo that can do calculus.
You haven't seen it, doesn't mean.
I just, I mean, like, I don't know. I also have like I can play trumpet. I doubt like kangaroos can't. Even if you train them, I feel like they just couldn't. They just don't have like the capability. Like they don't have, the vocal muscles to just make as many like phonetic sounds as we can. Do you know what I mean? Like they just.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think they'd have problems. They could, just have a bunch run at you, but they would be. I think if you get the upper hand over kangaroos, they would dissolve pretty quickly if they sense that they're losing. Their morale. They're not capable of maintaining a high morale.
I looked it up. Am I better than a kangaroo?
Yep.
Human versus kangaroo, who would win in a fight? Comparing a human to a kangaroo. Size, obviously, speed. Size. Defenses. Intelligence to humans. Intelligence to avoid dangerous situations. Endurance. Ability to recognize ways to seek shelter and safety. Defenses. Their size will, for kangaroos, size will scare off some predators. They have speed. They can, go up to 12 miles per hour. They can go up to 35 miles per hour. It's pretty fast. Thick skin on the stomachs. Offensive capabilities. I think obviously, they use their legs to and there's claws on their legs to disembowel. However, they only eat plants. They're herbivorous.
Mm.
So
they won't eat.
That actually changes the tide.
Yeah, I didn't even. That's interesting. Why the hell are they drowning other pursuers when they're herbivorous? What? Okay.
That doesn't mean they're aggressive.
Am I better than a kangaroo, Reddit?
Well, you gotta mate. A big part of mating is showing that you're the best, and so sometimes you gotta kick a few dudes, drown a few dudes that are pursuing you.
Yeah, humans mate that way. Sometimes.
I drown all of my pursuers.
Yeah. Alex is well enough to do that. As Tanner goes down another rabbit hole, or kangaroo.
You can see the gears spinning in his head.
They are. I looked it up on this r/who would win. Even if a kangaroo is damaged by a golf club, wild animals don't really flinch much. I imagine the human would get one swing in before the kangaroo closes the distance and kills them. I'm no kangaroo expert, though. Let's sort by controversial. I want to see some bad opinions.
Emotional thing for the podcast. Right? We have Tanner go fight a kangaroo.
I don't want to fight a kangaroo. I'm not saying I'm gonna beat them in a fight. I'm just saying in terms of capabilities, I think I'm more versatile.
But what if one challenges you to a fight?
I guess I know I'd lose, right?
It depends. Yeah. You'd probably get knocked out.
Can I bring a sword? If I can bring a weapon or a gun, I could shoot a kangaroo, right?
Okay, well,
that changes the game.
If that's the case, then it's over. There's no way. Okay, so you have 3 million people, you said, Tanner? So there's 13
Yeah.
There's 13 and a third kangaroos per person. Now, obviously, not all of Uruguay is of fighting age, but then maybe not
narrow
all
it down to
kangaroos
2
are
million.
of fighting age.
Yeah. I don't know. I think kangaroos, let's just say they're of fighting age, but let's round out Uruguay to 2.5, 2 million.
Yeah, I like 2.5. Okay. Yeah. Well, and then it's the kangaroos I don't really think stand a chance. If there's an element of surprise, let's say they get airlifted into the Capitol, and just immediately
assassinate
take out
the president of Uruguay. Kangaroos have assassinated. That's
and then you see them. There's a televised, kind of how the Taliban does. There's a televised broadcast, and there's a kangaroo in a beret with a machine gun or something. Just the country is ours. Stop resisting. Stop resisting, mate.
Okay, if kangaroos assassinate the president of Uruguay, I will say they are the more complete life form. I'll admit it. I'll be the first to admit it. In fact.
Well, yeah. I guess there would be a protracted insurgency, guerrilla warfare waged by the humans of Uruguay, but I guess the ruling faction would be the Kangaroos at that point.
They would not. The Uruguayans would not go softly or gently into that good night. I know that for sure.
Yeah, they're a strong bunch. What political leaning would you say most kangaroos are?
Anarchists.
I mean, I feel like that's too easy with an animal. Like, is there an animal that would not be an anarchist? You gotta.
Maybe like elephants. Like, I feel like
I can see that.
elephants would they'd form like a democracy. I'd be like, I think so. I don't know.
Yeah.
They seem like the perfect amount of I want to let someone else do this work for what do they call it, a tribe of pack of elephants. Someone else has got to do the thinking for this one. It's not going to be me, but I hope I influence who the herd leader is going to be.
Obviously, I have the notes pulled up right now because I knew we'd be talking about this. So my research is pretty flushed out and thorough, as well as rock solid in terms of what I'm about to say is pretty factual. But I've heard that there's instances of them acting sad or mourning their dead, which indicates that they would be able to establish perhaps religious rites or some sort of spiritual element to their society, which tends to be in years past, before probably pre-industrial revolution. For the most part, that's kind of the glue that holds society together. So you already have kind of a cohesive unit there, as well as they have, I believe, it's a matrilineal society, matriarchal might be better. So you have the female elephant ruling, so they sort of have a hierarchy in place, which allows them to be organized and carry out civilization level goals. And I think with that intelligence, maybe they wouldn't be a democracy. I think I've actually completely took this to a different arena. I'm saying, can they just build a functional society rather than their political compass?
That's interesting.
That being said, I do think elephants might be more autocratic than, say, dolphins or something, or wolves.
Okay. Yeah.
Daniel,
we need Daniel to weigh in because
Do we need me to weigh in?
Yes.
I bet, if we made tapes of this, Daniel would just burn the ones we make every time.
What do you mean? I have no problem with what you guys produce.
Aw, thank you.
Yeah, that's the best compliment you'll get from me.
Well, Tanner, looks like we just have to work harder. Daniel, do you have any what society? I'll give you two questions. We'll kind of pivot here because I'm curious about another question as well. It's a little more meta, but do you have a species of animal that you would happy to be subjugated to, or at least mad?
Oh, that's a great question.
It'd have to be, I think the correct answer, the politically correct answer is apes, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
That's kind of what
I don't know about politically correct.
Chimpanzees, maybe. Or
that's what, what is his name? The Joe Rogan would say. I don't want to be politically correct, but apes, monkeys, man.
And we strive to make this.
They'll rip your face off.
We do.
They're just all muscle. They'll just rip your face off. That's what Joe Rogan would say. But continue, Daniel. Sorry for interrupting.
I have nothing else to say. You already did the Joe Rogan reference.
Oh. Man. So yeah, I think apes, because it kind of makes sense. They're obviously, very intelligent. They have opposable thumbs. We're very closely related from a anthropological sense, I guess. You know, they can use tools, yada, yada, yada. So it would make sense for it to be apes, but, like, I wouldn't want it to be apes. I'd be, like, something out of left field. Not like octopi would be, like, kind of sick, right? Like, because they're also, like, incredibly intelligent and can solve puzzles and stuff.
Yeah.
But I also don't want to be, like,
How does it work?
Maritime Joe Rogan saying, like, oh, there's definitely an apex predator of the sea is the octopus. But, like, I feel like that'd be, kind of interesting. But what I'd want it to be, I want it to be something like just, kind of just, I don't know, like raccoons. Like, raccoons are, like, my favorite animal just because they're very cute. So maybe that's why. But, like, I don't know, they kind of have, like, this, like, connivery, like look to them where they're kind of like, they're playing the field. They're holding their cards close to their vest. They'll know when it's their time, and they'll be prepared. That's all I have to say about raccoons. So, sorry for hijacking this question from Daniel.
No. Well, I'm not the one to be offended. Sorry, Daniel.
I'm not that bad. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Daniel. No, please go ahead. I insist.
Yeah. All right. Well, there we go.
What was your second question, Alex?
I was curious, Daniel, do you have like a top 3 or 5 moments on this podcast that just, was it off the walls? Was it zany? Was it extremely thought-provoking? Do Tanner or I feature in any of them?
I could say no.
What? Seriously?
I believe it.
Oh man. Okay, then you have to give a good list.
No, I don't remember. You guys know what episode number this is without looking it up?
Yes, it is episode. I want to say 172, but also
like 5, right? Oh.
Also,
200.
how could I find? Oh, whoa, 200. How do you know that? Anchor.fm/the-experience.
Yeah, it's episode 220. It's a lot of episodes. We've been doing it a long time. I don't remember every moment.
Yeah, I believe it. Are there like no moments at all that stick out? Like when you confessed your love for Tanner that one time?
I was there.
There are some great Tanner moments.
Tanner's a top 2 guest, and he's not number 2.
Yeah. Yeah. And having on it is a good balance. I think if I just had Tanner on, it would be too off the walls, like So good job.
You had Chase on last episode?
Chase was on last episode.
2 episodes ago.
I was gonna say, I don't think he was. I think it's because I was supposed to have Elizabeth on with him, and then ended up having to split them up.
Hey, that's double content. That's the grind set.
Someone else was supposed to be on tonight, but they will be on tomorrow or next.
Who was it?
Well, you have to find out.
Wait. We have to wait. I knew it. Now I'm gonna have to tune in. Just
how to generate interest.
Good job, Daniel.
Well, with that and Daniel's top 3 moments in the experience history, I think we can conclude tonight's episode. Thank you so much for listening. Once again, you can support the podcast by donating to charitableCharities.com. You can also listen on Spotify. You can support by literally just hitting that support button and becoming a supporter. We get like 80% of that, so the rest goes to whatever streaming website. But we are going to receive some of that, so that is great. If you want to do that option, you can do it on anchor.fm/the-experience.
Thank you, Tanner, for closing it out.
Yes.
Thanks for having me on, guys. Appreciate it. First time on the show. It's a lot of fun. You guys keep it interesting.